This is the An Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The An Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, January 17th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your An Annapolis Daily News Brief. The Annapolis Police Department is asking the public's help in locating a missing man who was last seen downtown in Annapolis about 1:45 a.m. on January 12th. His name is Caterino Perez de Paz. He's 35 years old. Last seen again, as I said, on January 12th at about 1:45 on Market Space down in Annapolis. He is an Hispanic male, 5 foot 3 inches tall, weighs approximately 130 pounds. He was last seen wearing a black pullover and black pants. And you may recognize him if you frequent Carroll's Creek, as he is an employee of Carroll's Creek Cafe. If anybody has seen him or has any information, please contact the Annapolis Police Department at 410-268-4141. This may sound like a little bit of an odd story to tell you, but the Maryland Department of Transportation's Motor Vehicle Administration has some grants, and they're looking for grant applications for traffic safety programs. The application deadline is March 2nd. And it is open to state and local governments, institutes of higher education, and nonprofits. And I know we have a whole bunch of them here in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And last year, Governor Hogan had given out more than $12 million worth of these grants. To be eligible, projects must support and implement the strategies of the Maryland Strategic Highway Safety Plan and address the 4 E's of highway safety, which is education, enforcement, engineering, and emergency medical services. So if there are some sidewalks that need to be put in, some crosswalks that need to be put in, maybe a pedestrian light, that type of things, find a nonprofit and apply for the grant. You can find out more information at mva.maryland.gov. And again, the deadline on that one is March 2nd. Speaking of Governor Hogan had a press conference yesterday, and he wants to cut the income taxes for retirees by $1 billion over the next 5 years. He said this is a major step toward his goal of eventually eliminating all retirement taxes. This is called the Retirement Tax Reduction Act of 2020, and retirees with less than $50,000 worth of income will no longer pay any state income taxes in Maryland, and retirees who earn less than $100,000 will see reductions of between 50 and 100%. Hogan did say that they have made slow and incremental progress over the years in helping retirees, but it is clearly not enough. And he said he speaks to people nearly every day who tell him that they love Maryland, but they've spent their whole lives in the state, but they simply can't afford to stay. Too many people are moving to Delaware, South Carolina, and Florida. I'm not in that category yet, but I kind of like that plan. Sliding into sports, longtime coach of the Chesapeake Bayhawks, Dave Cottle, has announced that he will be leaving the team effective immediately. Current Bayhawks assistant coach Tom Mariano is taking over. Cottle started with the organization back in 2010, brought them 4 Major League Championship rings in 2010, 2012, 2013, and 2019, and has a 49-37 regular season record. This comes on the heels of Major League Lacrosse taking over Chesapeake Bayhawks. In sort of a weird transaction, it seems that the former Bayhawks owner, Brendan Kelly, was kind of just relieved of the team. Major League Lacrosse has said that they want to own all of the 6 teams in the Major League Lacrosse, and earlier this week, Kelly ceded operations to them. And here's a save the date for you. It is next Saturday. It's the 25th. It's at St. John's College at the Key Auditorium at 7:30 p.m. It's one of my favorite entertainment things. It is the London Town Symphony Orchestra. This time they are celebrating Annapolis Green. They're going to be dedicating their performance there to Annapolis Green. And if you missed our Legacy Business Spotlight last week on Annapolis Green, go give that a listen to. But the program is going to begin with Thomas Point Suite, which has been written by local composer Randall Nielsen, and Nia Franklin, who was Miss America 2019, is going to join the orchestra with some popular arias and songs. After the intermission, the concert will conclude with Beethoven's Symphony No. 6, which is entirely appropriate for a concert concerned about the environment. Admission is $20. You can buy that at the door. Again, Saturday the 25th, 7:30, St. John's College, Key Auditorium. Finally, as we wrap it up, coming up this week in our Legacy Business Spotlight, we have Solar Energy Services. We hear their commercials on the An Annapolis Daily News Brief, WRNR, and we went up there and talked about their 40 years of experience and really how the everyday man can get solar in their house and what it can do for you. And that wraps it up for today. It is Friday, so we do have a list of things that you may want to consider doing for this weekend. And of course, as we have every day, we have George Young with DMV Weather. He's coming up with your sloppy Saturday forecast.
Hey, Annapolis, Eastern Shore, and Anne Arundel County. My name's Rick Peters, and I'm the president of Solar Energy Services in Millersville, Maryland. Need a new job in the new year to help take you in a different direction? Maybe you aren't feeling fulfilled in your current job and want to be part of the excitement and growth of the clean energy industry. Consider coming to work for Solar Energy Services and give yourself a new career and fresh start at a company that not only offers competitive pay and benefits, but also cares about our employees as much as we care about our customers. That says a lot, because we've been in business for over 40 years, and we know how to provide 5-star service. Visit solarsaves.net or call 410-923-6090 today. We are hiring immediately for solar installers, drafting specialists, and commercial project managers as we prepare for another great year. Are you up for the challenge? Apply today. Sunshine's a wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, January 17th. Yesterday was a chilly one, with breezy winds that got very gusty in the nighttime hours following a cold front that moved through earlier in the day, which set the stage for today's cold temps and continued breezy conditions with wind chills in the teens this morning and highs later today, likely only in the 30s. Then comes the real action overnight tonight through much of Saturday morning with a messy mix bringing a likely outcome of more wintry precip north of Annapolis than anywhere else, especially north and west of Interstate 95 in the northern third of Maryland, and more rain than anything else south of Annapolis with the Annapolis region and parts of northern Anne Arundel County and even some areas on the eastern shore, especially the northern third of the eastern shore, seeing a mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain, likely in the trace to 1/2 inch range, though northern sections could see up to an inch covering the ground if it works out perfectly. And then from there, most places in the Annapolis region at least should change over to rain by the afternoon hours, so watch for slippery roads in the AM hours and plan for okay travel conditions in the immediate area, at least in the PM hours, but stay tuned as these borderline mixed precip events are always very localized and very real-time deals by nature. Once tomorrow is over, it's sunny, breezy, and cold on Sunday with highs near 40, and then it's colder Monday through Wednesday with highs only in the 30s, as winter makes a bit of an appearance in an otherwise non-wintry cold season for the region. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great weekend out there, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching the Apple or Google App Stores for DCMDVA Weather. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmdweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
When you think of WaterMark, you probably think of Harbor Queen. You know, the big white boat that sits down at the end of City Dock. But did you know that Harbor Queen is much more than just a visitor attraction? That thousands of local school children take field trips aboard it every year to learn about the Chesapeake Bay and our region's history. But that's not all you don't know about WaterMark. When the Susquehanna River crested, washing thousands of tons of debris into our waterways, WaterMark was there, rolling up their sleeves, helping the Annapolis Harbor Master clean up Ego Alley. And when the Annapolis Police Department SWAT team needed a boat to conduct special training exercises on to help protect our waters, they called WaterMark. WaterMark, making our mark. To learn more about how WaterMark is here for our hometown, visit watermarkjourney.com.
Every weekend, there's something exciting going on in the Annapolis area. Be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net to sign up for a newsletter highlighting all the weekend events. Here are our top picks for this weekend.
Yes, it is the weekend. Of course, there are lots of things to do. And in honor of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, which is being celebrated on Monday, all of the national parks are waiving their admission today through Monday. So if you're near a national park, head on in for free. Tomorrow, St. John's College is going to host a TedX Talk. There'll be 6 students, 3 alumni, and 1 staff member will each discuss the theme on second thought. This gets underway at 11 a.m., goes till 5:30 p.m. at the Francis Scott Key Auditorium at St. John's. Tickets are still available. You can get them at the door. They are $15 a piece, and you can get them online as well at TedXStJohn'sCollege.com. A little bit later on tonight at Caliente Grill on Bay Ridge Road, it is karaoke night. Always a lot of fun at Caliente. Gets underway at 8 o'clock. You never know who's going to show up there, but you always know it will be a good time. And just a couple dates to keep in mind as you move into next week. On Wednesday, January 22nd, there will be a panel discussion hosted by Annapolis Bay Village. It's going to be taking place at the Wiley Bates Legacy Center. And it will be a panel discussion on how to know when your loved one needs care. As we all have aging parents, or perhaps we're aging ourselves, we are going to be needed taken care of in our older age, and this is a panel discussion that'll help you talk about that and help you talk about the difficult questions. Some of the panelists will include Yolanda Wright, who's of the Alzheimer's Association, Susan Deegan of the Chesapeake Caregivers Home Care, Annapolis Family Physical Therapy, as well as representatives from Bay Village, Annapolis. And next Saturday, the 25th, over at Fado at 1 p.m., goes till 5 p.m., it is a Australia Day celebration. And we just did a very brief podcast with Mayor Buckley on this, and he is fully behind this along with Katz Brothers and Bud Light. What this is a time to support Australia, both the wild animals that have been devastated by the fires, as well as the people that have been put off by them and are still being endangered by them. There's a $5 donation at the door. There will be live music, drink specials, silent and live auctions, probably a 50-50, and all sorts of ways that you can help our friends down under. And Fado will be serving up Bud Light, Stella, Goose Island, Devil's Backbone, and many, many more, all with proceeds going to two separate charities. One is called Wire, and the other would be the Australian Red Cross. Keep that in mind. Saturday, September 25th, and listen for our podcast with the mayor in probably a couple days after I get it edited. Okay, that's on our list for the weekend. Pick one or two more. Have fun. Be safe. We'll see you Monday.
When a ring from the United States Naval Academy comes into Zacharys for a center stone, it always makes us wonder, where's this one going? Where's this one been? A nuclear sub in the North Atlantic? A carrier deck in the South Pacific? The moon? 52 astronauts are Academy graduates, from Iwo Jima to Okinawa, Corregidor to the Coral Sea, Midway to the Persian Gulf, Congress to the White House. These rings go where America goes. 73 that went to war were awarded the Medal of Honor. But wherever they go, wherever they may serve, our admiration goes with them.
Zacharys. Online at ZacharysJewelers.com. More than a jewelry store, a jeweler.
You've been listening to the An Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the An Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.